Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Sentinel 3.18. In this episode, I'm going to be showcasing my new Explode Animate Guardian gear. It's insane, and I'm also going to be going over the Animate Guardian from the basics so you guys can make your own Animate Guardian for cheap and also upgrade it and make it more expensive, and what upgrades to it prioritize and how to make it better and what you need to keep it alive. Alright, 50-50. Upgrade my Explode Crusader. Boom. For the bad, add it to the good. Oh my god. But now the body armor when he's on the ground, he leaves this consecrated ground on the ground because of that mod that he got, and that wasn't what I was going for. So the main one was the Explode 35% with a 12 AoE. That's really sick. And then we have the extra curse. If you didn't have the extra curse with the hunter mod, you could do a wind scream or wind shriek boot to get apply an additional curse, but then you can't get the brittle ground boot. But that's the cheaper alternative. Making the helmet of the Animate Guardians, we have the global crit strike multi. Hopefully this works with the nearby enemies take 12% increased phys damage, so you do destroy the bad, add it to the good, boom. And we got mana and strength. Okay, let's divine this. The idea of the helmet was to have the 22 crit multi. Hopefully that works on the explosions. I got the concentrated effect socketed gems from keeping the suffix, like crafting in Harvest, keep suffix. And I got that concentrated effect 20, which gave the area damage 20. I wonder if area damage will work on the explosions. There's also the AoE +1 to AoE gems and AoE through the helmet. I found that really cool, but the main reason for the helmet was that nearby enemies take 12% increased physical damage, which was an elevated Elder mod. Normally it's 9%, but I upgraded to 12%. It's a little bit more damage. And then the other benefit is I Awakener orbed a bad ES helmet into an armor helmet, which is really sick for the Animate Guardian. Alright, now for the rest of the gears. So he has a Kingmaker. This is that crit multi, culling, etc. Ooh, even item rarity, dude. Fortification. To make the Kingmaker, if you don't want to spend 70C, you could buy a Soul Taker, but you have to get it not corrupted. Very key, big important. You can't vendor recipe the corrupted. So yeah, 48. You see this is cheaper. And then a Fusing Orb and a Heartbreaker. Can't be corrupted. So then you combine a Heartbreaker and a Soul Taker vendor recipe with a Fusing Orb, and you get Kingmaker. Cheaper. Gravebind. This is the glove. This is to share the kills. Also with the Culling Strike, it's really cool. Share the kills. And then it'll make the Explode work. This is the Explode Enabler. Nearby enemy kills count as being killed by you instead. And then Gravebind, you can get it. This is uncorrupted, so you could corrupt for vulnerability. I would expect you to have to corrupt 100 of the gloves. So be prepared to buy a lot and resell a lot of these if you try to do it. 100. Yeah. And then vulnerability is the curse we want. He can curse. And then you get the extra curse through my body armor, through the hunter mod. and that's how we're able to also curse, because the extra curse actually applies an additional curse to the enemy. It's a buff on the enemy that allows them to get an additional curse applied to them, so then it basically automates the one curse on the AG, which allows us to still curse, which is really cool. Then I show here, you can actually search for brittle ground while moving, and you could do 2 4 seconds. Like 2 is cheaper because it's the lower tier. And then you could search for 4. 4 drops naturally. People find this on the ground and sell it, and you could craft it with essence for the Animate Guardian with like move speed, maybe some missing resistance, and then brittle ground is big damage. It's 5% base crit for the minions, which they have 5% base crit, so it doubles their crit. And yeah, brittle ground. This is Searing Exarch influence, so if you didn't buy it, you could roll this with the influence red one, and it'd be grand. And I would expect 50 tries to roll a brittle ground 4 second. So where you're spending 100C, it's actually not that bad to already have the mod guaranteed on a boot, and then you could craft up the boot. Yeah. Put together this big expensive Animate Guardian, right? And well, the only right thing to do is to show off his clear. So just the AG, some Spectres, let's show it. He gets into the pack and everything explodes. So this is just the AG. No carry-on golems, no zombies. Is just this Chad, Giga Chad AG with the explosions, and like, what the fuck? So this is my, T16 Alkin Ghost strat with the crazy Rogue Exiles and the Tormented Spirits, and it's just the normal. Here's a strong buck, boom. It's just the AG. The clear's pretty insane. I don't think we'd have the single target on the boss, right? Maybe I should click the Sentinel, try out a Sentinel buff, but it's pretty crazy, the explosions when it works. Like, you could see everything just dies off of explosions. Let's test boss DPS. So this is the AG's boss DPS. That's pretty good. Yo, that's pretty good, dude. Alright, so that's my cool Explode Animate Guardian, but now for the new people who are getting into the Animate Guardian, if you don't know what you're doing, I want to help you. So here you go. Here's Path of Building. If you don't know, you should get Path of Building community, definitely. So Animate Guardian, you can put it in your build, and then you can go into calculations. So this is just a fresh POB to show you the basics. You can change the skill, and then you can show the minion stats, and then you can see its reses. So it's 40, 40, 40, 20. If you put on gear, it actually counts as being on it. It wears your gear in POB unless you switch the gear here and make a new one called AG and actually put the gear that's on the AG on this. So then you would switch to this, and you could put like the Kingmaker and stuff, just technically, right? You technically can do this. I don't normally put the stuff in. It's kind of annoying. You see how you have to switch it here. So this is the normal reses, and then I want to show you this. So you would start as a witch, and you're going my build. So you're going to be going this and this, right? This is what I recommend mostly, and then you get the extra 8% max res and the 1% leech. Otherwise, you get a Feasting Fiends to get the leech, but you get this max res. And now you can see with this on your tree, you get the extra 8% LE res, the 15% LE res, the extra 20 down here. This raises the LE res of your Animate Guardian to 83 with the extra 8% max LE res from the Mastery. So that caps your Animate Guardian, but you will want to get another like 30 plus LE res, 27, 30 LE res on your Animate Guardian on the gear to overcap the resistances for Elemental Weakness, Curse, Scorch, Ailment, and other stuff. Then you can also get 2 Chaos res on the Animate Guardian, but actually when you use a Gravebind glove, Gravebind for the Explode, which is what we do now, it actually has Chaos res built in, so he's already good for the Chaos, so you don't have to. So it's just the elemental resistances. So on the rare items, the body armor, the helmet, you get elemental resistances. When you do the cheaper version, which is because you don't want to get the double influence chestplate, hunter, you go for a windscreen boot with the enemies can have one additional curse, and this gives 15 Ellie res as well. So then you only need 12 Ellie res plus on the rare gear. So on the chest plate and the helmet, you just need 12 of each total. So like 12 fire, 12 cold, 12 lightning. So you could do like fire, lightning on the helmet and cold on the chest plate, and you'd be done. Really simple, really easy. You can go higher too to protect him from stronger curses, etc. Stacking of curse and ailment, things like that. And then, yeah, you can actually simulate the gear in POB too, and then you could save a POB of your Animate Guardian's gear, and you can actually see it in POB as well. Obviously, there's other things that are important too, like percent life, technically the energy shield because of the grave intentions you have. On the gear, you could technically also get evasion bases, armor bases. You can get block, spell suppression, recoup, attributes, millions and millions of things, accuracy, damage, because he actually has the explode now, so you could actually give him damage as I show in the video. There's so many options for the Animate Guardian. It's really incredible. But this is the most important thing I'd say, is capping the elemental resistances and overcapping them for the curses for his safety. And you could even try a cheap version of an Animate Guardian. You don't have to run the Kingmaker or any of this. You could run just the elemental resistances to cap him, overcap, and then see if he lives. You also want your Animate Guardian in your build to be level 21. It gains life. I'll show you. So if you have a level 19 Animate Guardian, it'll say 15k, but obviously this is without the tree, without the ascendancy. The 2 levels, 19.9. Massive. It's like 30% more HP in 2 levels. You definitely want it. And that's base, which then gets scaled by all the increased, etc. You can get really fat. So you definitely want the 21. Massive, big difference. And then extra levels through the helmet, the cooldown points really help the Animate Guardian survivability too. And worst case scenario, if you really are worried about him, you could link him to minion life. And that's just 50% more life, and that's really solid. And then he probably won't die. Like, that's a ridiculous amount of extra life. So yeah. And now finally, the final thing for the video, I wanted to show a budget setup. So what I would recommend you getting into it. Okay, technically you don't need the Kingmaker, but I love it, and it's not that expensive for the budget version. Okay, so the main priority, a Curse Glove vulnerability with the windscreen boot, so you get the extra curse, and it has that Ellie res too, which is actually really nice, by the way. Really good quality of life. You could get res on this corrupted glove. This is literally nothing. So you could get res on here, you could get chaos, and then just know you have to make up the 12 Ellie res and the 2 chaos res in this with the 2 other items, body armor and helmet. So then my idea is you would go non-influenced helmet and body armor for cheap, and you could even get like a specific implicit, like global fizz damage, or I saw crit multi, or increase effect of your curse, or damage recouped as life. There's so many mods that work. Max res, endurance charges every second, power charges, frenzy charges. These things just work. So literally any mod that's viable that you hit that is successful will work here. You could do increased armor on the Eater of Worlds, block, attack. So pretty much, I'm saying melee hits can fortify, elemental res, life recovery rate, less damage. This is the body armor one. The point is, you would cap the cap the resistances, top priority with these items. It's not very hard, and then you could get some implicits on the gear to get some extra stuff. You could also just go for an astral plate with a 12 all res, which would cap the Ellie res, and then you just need to get the 2 chaos, and that would simplify it. But then you can't get the new influence implicits. I just wanted to mention that, because if you're not going the explode chest, then you could go for a regular non-influence chest plate with new influence. Yeah, pretty cool. And then same thing with the helmet. The helmet mods that you could look at are damage recoup, Curse effect of vulnerability. Hopefully that works. I don't know. Max lightning res. Area of effect. The minion stuff won't work because that's his minions and he doesn't have any minions. Then you have phase damage taken as an element. Chance to if he had LE damage, you could do those. Increased attack damage technically works. Your hits stop the enemy's life regenerate is actually disgusting. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, wait a minute. To final simplify, Astral Plate, 5 Chaos Res, that's technically the cap. That's all you technically need, and then the rest is just fill it in with extra stuff that you can. You could get the Elder Helmet with the item level 85. Let me show you this final thing. Nearby enemies. I don't think it's going to be very expensive. 9, 10C, 20C. You might want an open suffix to be able to craft a resistance, unless it comes with a free resistance like this one, that's disgusting, this one. Oh god, this is hilarious. Yep. And then maybe an evasion or armor base to help his stats, because I pointed out that he has some base stats, and then this would obviously also get increased by your determination and grace if you run it. Well, either way, I hope this helps anyone who was interested in the Explode Animate Guardian. I hope you enjoyed my map clear of using just the Animate Guardian and the Spectres on my T16. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. It was really fun to make another 3.18 Explode AG video. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to get to your question as soon as possible. Thank you guys for all the support. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hey, let's hit that like button. Let's get 69 likes in one day on this video. I think we can do it. It's a really good video. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!